The stock market crash no one saw coming. Nvidia responsible for a lot of the reversal here today, but there's a lot more to it. We talked about a red herring being their earnings yesterday. We'll get into that and more. It is Thursday, November 20th, 2025. If you guys like the video and the content, you can give it a like, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Again, the Black Friday sale will be going on Monday. We'll have the details out later for that. But if you just didn't wait and you joined, you probably could have paid for a year or maybe like a lifetime of this subscription today. With the short we got off in the trading room. I actually had a couple of them this morning. We did the morning video here, and I talked about, I'm gonna go on a rant here a little bit. I went on a rant this morning in the trading room, and last night, I can't tell you, like, the amount of excitement that was in this market, just based off of one earnings report, was absolutely, like, astronomically mind-boggling. I gave you guys the exact range that NVIDIA would stay in post earnings up to Friday OPEX, right? 180 to 200. And it opened at 196, and it sold off all day. So gapping up last night, all it did was just stay inside of the range. And did it make a new high? No. Did the NASDAQ make a new high? No. I'm going to tell you this right now. I tweeted about this earlier, but if you were excited last night about the report, you got to figure this out. You got to figure out this concept right here. Otherwise, you are not going to make it. The amount of reactionary, giga bull, like glazing. Oh, Jensen saved the economy. This, it was insane last night. And I actually went on a rant. Feel bad for the members because I went on a rant this morning here. But looking at the NQ, I talked about this in the morning video. What happened? What did we do? What technical level did we break out of? What technical level did we break out of? Tell me. I'm waiting. The answer is none. We did not do anything here. We backtested the breakdown. ES backtested the breakdown and sold off. That's all it did. Just because something's pumping does not mean it's all of a sudden bullish, right? All it is a pump. It's just a pump. It's just a good pump. That's all it is. So like this whole like, oh, we're up now, so now I'm bullish. We have to break levels first. We have to reverse the damage. Until that happens, it's just a bear market rally. And hell, the amount of requests I've gotten about like, hey, should we buy the dip? Hey, should we buy the dip? Hey, should we buy the dip? Hey, can I buy the dip? Hey, can I buy the dip? That tells me we got lower to go. It's funny because it's not a bear market yet. We're down freaking 5% from the all-time high. And the amount of, we're already seeing the manipulation, this, that, and the other. Oh, they're manipulating it. Jensen is such a good CEO. It was the greatest earnings report ever. So, Palantir had a great earnings report. Oracle had a great earnings report. Microsoft had a great earnings report. Meta, not so much. But, I mean, it's been sell the news, right? This is going with the theme. But like I said in yesterday's video, title of the video, red herring, right on the top. What is the real reason? It is leverage. It is liquidity. It's a liquidity issue, stupid. It has nothing to do with NVIDIA. It's liquidity. That's what markets are. That's the lifeblood of the market. The market knows liquidity is going to be getting sucked out here. That's why we're going down. That's why this was a big fat bull trap. Did we break out? Did the NQ break above the trend line? No, it didn't. Simple. Technical analysis is very simple here. Speaking, we haven't even talked about gamma yet. But every level, I mean, we had positive gamma, positive delta, everything was flipped over. 6,700. They had a perfect chance to hold that. On any other day, it would have held. Blew right through everything, right? As soon as we cleared, we talked about in the morning video, said maybe we could get up to 615 on the Qs. We're looking for that. It didn't get there. But as soon as 610 went, it was just off. It was done, and that was a sell trigger for us. That was a failed breakout. I went short 3 times today. Once right here at 67.70, made a quick gain, stopped the runner, Tried to do it again with NQ, and it stopped me out. And then we went down again, and on that third time, I said, okay, we'll go a little bit lighter size this time. And I just went with SQQQ instead. It's a little bit easier to manage the leverage than it is with the futures, and it worked out really well. We went to 590. I covered right there, and that's the end of the line. That's the end of the line right now. I can show you here. I mean, the S&P doesn't look as hot. 6550 is sitting right there, so we might get there. But that's the end of the line on the Qs right now. But I'm inclined to think here, again, I've just been getting a lot of, can we buy the dip? Can we buy the dip? Can we buy the dip? Can we buy IBIT? It's at 50. Just a lot of that talk tells me we may have lower to go. I talked about 65. I was kind of looking for a swipe of this low. We didn't really swipe it, missed it by like 2 points. And the 100 MA. 100 MA is usually a bull market. That's usually where your bull market bottoms are, right? Right there, 100 MA, slice the 100 MA, 100 MA, 100 MA, right? Want more evidence? Okay, I'll give you more evidence. Here you go. 100 MA, 100 MA, 100 MA, 100 MA, right? It's pretty good corrective spot here, but based on the mentality I'm seeing here, I don't know, we might have to go lower. And based on the fact that this was a nasty bull trap, it's not like we came from, it would be one thing if we had gone straight down into this without bouncing, and got like a day like this without the gap up. But that this tail here, like on the ES, you can see like it just, we're not oversold. That's what I'm trying to say. So we may have to go lower here. I would just say right now though, it's OPEX, and you got 6,500 below. So, I mean, they can take it down tomorrow. We can gap down here. That 100 MA, though, I don't think we're going to get too far from that unless bigger issues come in. But I talked about this with, they want to do QE. They want to restart that. And it's going to require pain. They're not going to do it with Micron and nvidia at all-time highs, right? It's going to require pain. And Bitcoin was telling us that there was problems with the market earlier, right? Look at what Bitcoin did ever since. That was the jobs report reaction. And that was the high. It just puked out. Even gold, same thing, right? And gold is a liquidity play, as we know. It is holding up fairly well, but it's not up, right? So rant and raving here because you got to learn it. You got to learn it. You're not going to make it if you don't learn this. And I'm not trying to be preachy, but this was a pretty vindicating short for me. And you guys know I don't even like shorting that much. But the amount of just absolute euphoria over nothing, right? I mentioned this 2 weeks ago. I said, shouldn't Microsoft just make a new high if it's so good, the greatest earnings report ever? Shouldn't it make a new high? Why should Palantir be rolling over and gapping down there? It should just continue breaking out. What did nvidia do? What did it do? Please tell me what it did that was so good. It just retraced 50% of the move. That's it. NQ. 50% of the move, right? We're not including this because this just happened. It didn't even get to 50%. And everybody was all, oh, the greatest. Oh, this is so good. Got to learn this stuff. Anyway, so spiders here down pretty good here, down 1%. Obviously, we're up almost 2 at one point, so a 3%. Look at $900 billion swing in NVIDIA just in the last 24 hours. So pretty incredible move here. But yeah, we still have some, you got the 100 MA there. There's definitely going to be some DEX support at 6,500 even, that's for sure. We'll just see if it gets hit tomorrow. I'm not going to, we'll see what happens. I'm going to be doing a live stream for the members after the bell here. So I'm doing this video a little early. But again, a lot of talk about buying dips already. And I don't know if I like that. I want people scared. I want people laughing at me when I'm buying. Like back here. That's how we got that 10% gain on NQ in an hour. So Q's here at, touching the 100 there and not far below, you got 580 handle. Russell 2000 got smoked. So 230 at the 200 MA, below that too. I mean, that can get there. That small caps can easily get to that. Dow here trying to work on a higher low. That makes sense, right? The diamond, it's more of a safety play. You've got names like Colgate up. This is one that I actually have here. That's up 45 cents. And XLP, sector that everybody hates. This will be a January effect play, especially if we continue risk off. It's worth noting, I'll point this out, that next week typically, historically, is, quite positive, but we're also in a historically, like, seasonality's flipped here, right? Everybody dunked on the bears because, seasonality in the fall. And now, Santa rally because seasonality. Well, doesn't look like it right now. So I wouldn't rely on that just yet. The market needs to prove itself. And I don't like how bulls got like bitch slapped like this. If we sold off this money, like if we gapped down and did this, I'd be much more inclined to try and pick lows here, but not when we're selling off from there. For what it's worth, we are holding the lows right now, though. And again, the other thing too, when you have corrections like this that are tight and choppy like that, you're not going to go right back to the high. You don't have to get the exact low. It's not going to go right back to the high the next day. Even if you get a V shape, right? It'll tighten up and the range will tighten. Just like I said back here, you don't have to chase this. It'll tighten up. So there's the diamond. SMH down 3 1/3. That's your guideline right there. As long as that's weak, don't get bullish. IGV below the 200 moving average. Trend is down on the daily. Dow transports, down here, they've not been very reliable of much anything, but, we cover them anyway. Interest rates here, the TLT was up. Wow, great job, TLT. You finally got a green day out here. By the way, rate hike odds, or rate cut odds are down, even with the data we got. XHB up, it's up 4 cents. I'll give it credit. So decent there. These are kind of like stable sectors, housing, right? That makes sense. RYR up fractionally. Bank's hanging in there, down 4 pennies. By the way, breadth isn't terrible, but it was at 450 earlier. XLF holding up all right here, so I'll give it credit here. So there are a few things that are not terrible. KRE, right? KRE up 36 basis points, and HYG, JNK, and LQD are also green. So there's your positives here. But again, like I said, I don't think you need to rush into anything. I'm just still hearing way too much dip buy talk as it is. Broker dealers down 2%. 200 MA is just below that. And we call it 935, 940 area as well. As you can see, clear support level. Actually, I bet you there's a fib here too. Yeah, that 382 just below. So oil acting like nothing's going on. There was talk of Zelensky said that they outlined a draft to end the war. And oil is only down 31 cents. I would take that as a massive red flag if I was short oil. This should be down 10%. Right? Am I like making this up or what? Like if the war is ending, shouldn't oil be getting destroyed? It's flat. That's not really something I'd want to see if I was an oil bear. XLE, still an inside day, never even took out yesterday's low. XOP slightly took out yesterday's low, but isn't, still above that. And same kind of thing for the OIH. Dollar index above the 200 day now. So, trend is starting back up on that. Told you guys there's a right tail in this. Nobody cares, but I don't care. I'm making money on it. And gold here down $5. We talked about that tightening range there with the wedge. Silver here down just under 1%. Platinum breaking bear here, as is palladium. Palladium still hanging on. Still kind of choppy there. And then we got copper on the weaker side. No trade there for me at the moment either. Bitcoin, lastly, but not least, of course. IBIT, it hit 50, and maybe it closes the week above. Maybe it closes the week above 50. There's another kind of level around, I know 49, which is basically hitting right now on IBIT. Yeah, maybe it holds up. Maybe it holds up. We'll see. But I don't know. To me, there's just too much. There's just too much like, should we buy the dip talk? And I don't like that. I want people like literally dead silent and scared shitless when I say to buy. That said, I mean, it is getting pretty beaten down. I know that, yeah, RSI is getting, yeah, it's in the basement. Last time we were here was, back in Feb. So it may be getting close here. It may be getting close, at least for a bounce. We'll see. We'll see what it does by tomorrow. Maybe there's a play there. ETH definitely got close to the 2800 area. I talked about that yesterday. And look at Sol. It's still inside day, so not terrible there. So maybe there's some, and you can see the trend line there as well. So maybe not the end of the world just yet, but yeah, Bitcoin's definitely taking it on the chin here a little bit. We'll see what happens here in the final. I bet you we close below. Maybe they give us 655. We'll see. I don't think it's of much consequence here, but yeah, right now, again, just always zoom out here. Again, this is probably about as fiery as I've ever gotten in here, but like I'm doing it for a reason because this is something you gotta be able to pick apart here. Don't follow the herd. Don't follow like all the fucking memes that were out there yesterday. Oh, Jensen went all like, who cares? Who cares? That he ain't making me money, right? Like he's not making money. He doesn't care about you. The only thing that matters here is those technicals, right? And the data, and none of that confirmed anything here. Semi's weak all day long. Put it in the high first candle of the freaking day. But Nvidia is probably not going to break below 180. And again, I'll tell you that. Read that on the other side. I told you the range yesterday, and there it is, 200 to 180. It's probably going to hold by tomorrow. Maybe it slices a little bit. We'll see. We'll figure that out later. Anyways, guys, I will wrap it up here. You guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. We'll see you guys all tomorrow.